Hi, and welcome to Perpetual Fitness Training. My name is Holly. Thank you for joining me for your yoga session today. In this flow today, we are going to be working into shoulder stand. Shoulder stand can be a difficult pose. It can also be, I don't want to say dangerous because that makes it sound very negative, but it's definitely not a beginner pose. This series needs to be done more by intermediate or advanced, and I would say even intermediate. Beginners of any kind really should not try this. It takes a lot of core strength in order to not put so much pressure on that upper back and neck area. So it's very important that you listen to your body. Anyone can feel free to do this routine. It's just the shoulder stand or any other cues that I tell you, you really should avoid trying the shoulder stand or getting into some of the more advanced positions. I'll be very happy to go through and let you know when you are in an advanced pose so that you can make the judgment for yourself. There are some contraindications to a shoulder stand as well. Anyone with high blood pressure, glaucoma, any kind of congestion through the sinuses, any disc problems throughout the spine, shoulder issues, obesity, all these people should avoid going into full shoulder stand. It's just not safe. There's a lot of pressure put through the shoulders and neck, so please again, listen to your body. If there's ever any pain, you need to move out of that position and go into one of the modifiers I give you. I would like you to have a block, potentially a strap. Strap is not as important as a block, but I would like you to have a block. And also for that shoulder stand, if you could grab a blanket. Some people have yoga blankets. This is just a wool blanket that I bought on a trip to Scotland. It's nothing fancy, but having a blanket nearby, this will help us as we move into that shoulder stand. So it's a way to just kind of modify the shoulder stand so it's not as much pressure on that upper body. It also provides a little padding as well to that upper body. All right, I've had a trying day. I am doing this routine much later than I normally do. I think I need to get rid of some stress that I've had today, get rid of this stress headache that I'm starting on. But I'm also pressed for time because I have a little kid coming home from school here shortly. You can hear the airplanes going over there doing their afternoon takeoff. So I really probably need this more than anybody else out there. This is for Paul Davies. Thank you for this recommendation. This routine's for you. Here we go. All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining me again. All right, so one of the things I forgot to mention is the intro. One of the things that's been a little trying for me today, my studio lights. I have a robot vacuum and it hit it just right and knocked it down and shattered the lights. So I have less light than I normally do, so apologize if the light is a little dim or if there's a few more shadows than usual. I'll get those replaced as soon as I can. Let's go ahead and start in Shavasana. So if you want the safest way to come down, nice flat back, and then round, tucking the tailbone, tummy tight, holding on. If you want a challenge, you just release those arms, come all the way down, relax, open up those shoulders, exhale and just release everything into the floor. If you have a calorie counter, you want to make sure that's turned up. If you can do music, nice soft music. All right, use those heels to stretch that spine out. Remember, this is about your comfort. So if this position doesn't work for you, knees bent, feet flat, maybe even rolling over onto your side. As long as you're comfortable and can relax, then you're in the right position. All right, let's begin by taking nice big inhales. On the exhale, I want you to make an audible sigh, releasing the body into the mat. Again, deep inhale. Big exhale. One more time. Big inhale. And last exhale. Right, go back to your normal breathing. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through your nose. Feel that body is lighter. A little less tight. Relax the muscles through the face. Release the expression from the forehead, the frown lines. Let them go. Release the expression from around the eyes. Relax the jaw. Feel it fall back. want you to think about taking a nice big inhale, and as you exhale, relaxing a little deeper. Deep inhale. On this exhale, I want you to think about slowing the heart rate down. This is a very slow exhale. Big inhale. Exhale, sinking deeper into the mat. Feeling the stress leave the body. Exhale. Try to relax the mind. These next few minutes are for you. All of your troubles and problems will be there waiting for you, so leave them out the door. Just take this time to forget about them. Allowing your body and your mind a little break. You deserve it. One more big inhale. And exhale. We're going to go ahead and plant those feet. Palms down into the mat. Tuck that tummy. Lift the hips. And slowly and gently come on up into a bridge pose. Coming up toward the shoulders, squeezing through the glutes, pressing the heels down. Hold for just a moment. And now reverse it. And starting at the top, I want you to round the back and push each vertebrae into the mat. When you get to that, down to that tailbone, I want you to turn your pelvis and push the tailbone down. Now we're tucking that pelvis, tummy tight. Slowly, one by one, lift each vertebrae off the mat. And you're pushing the vertebrae into the mat before you lift it, really rounding through the spine. I want you to hold up top, pressing through those heels. You should be able to lift those toes. And slowly coming down. We're working through that spine mobility. Opening up the spine, getting it ready for these movements we're about to have it do. Press that tailbone. Tummy tight. Tuck, press that low back in. Slowly, carefully lift it. All the way up. Hold. And last time, exhale. And just slowly bring it down. And press that tailbone. This is just arching that low back. And coming back to center, press that low back into the mat, tummy tight. Let's go ahead and bring that right leg in, shoulders relaxed. You can extend that left leg straight. Keep it active so the foot is flexed and you're pressing the back of the left knee toward the floor. Inhale, bring in that left. Pull it in, exhale. Right leg straight all the way down, flexing the foot, pushing the back of the right knee toward the floor, pulling that left knee in toward the body. Shoulders relaxed. There's no tension in that upper body. And release. Let's go ahead and roll over onto one side. Hold here. Just give your body a moment. And then tightening your core, let's go ahead and gently push yourself up into a seated cross-legged position facing me. I want you up nice and tall. Shoulders drop. You're lifting through that heart. You're relaxing those shoulders down. There's space between your chin and chest. The wrists come to the knees. First finger and thumb touching your palm can be up or down. Focus on that breath. Feeling the air move in through the nose, filling up the lungs. And then using the belly and the diaphragm to push all of that stale air out. Cleaning out those lungs. Big inhale. On this exhale, we're going to draw the chin into the chest. And as we do that, we're going to lift the heart and drop those shoulders down. Feeling the stretch in the back of the neck. Just breathe. go ahead and slowly roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. When you feel the pull, I want you to hold. You're dropping that left shoulder down, remaining relaxed. It should be a good pull through the neck, but no pain. Feel that muscle relaxing, releasing any tension. Big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to slowly move to the other side. So chin to the chest, coming over to the left, drop that right shoulder and hold right at the pull. Coming back to the center. Let's go ahead and take that head up. Big inhale. On the exhale, right ear, right shoulder, moving laterally. Drop that left shoulder down, lift that heart up, and feel that gentle pull. If this is too much for that neck, if that's too much pressure, you can always use your block as a way to relieve that pressure, whether you're just holding on to the block or letting it go. Inhale, up, center. Exhale slowly to that other side. Drop those shoulders down, relax, lift that heart. Breathe. Relaxing the tension around the eyes, no expression through the forehead. Inhale, coming back to the center. We're going to lift that heart. We're going to take the chin in. We're going to slowly roll to the right side. Shoulders drop gently back. Jaws closed as you move that head all the way back to the left. When our chin comes to the center, we're going to hold. We're going to lift our heart. We're going to take a big inhale. As we exhale, we're now moving to the left. Jaws closed as we take that head all the way back. Taking it to the right and to the center. Inhale. Exhale, back to the right. Dropping those shoulders. Take it back as far as your neck will allow. To the side. And center. Inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead and take it to the left. And back. And side. And center. And let's go ahead and take that head up. Eyes open, big inhale. On the exhale, you're going to take those hands behind the back and you're going to interlace those fingers. You also can use your strap instead of grabbing a hold of those fingers. That will help you if you have tight shoulders. I want you to squeeze those blades, lift the heart, and then take the arms off the body, all the while dropping the shoulders down and keeping space between your chin and chest, feeling the opening through the chest and in through the front of the shoulders. Now let's go ahead and take that chin toward the chest and just get another neck stretch. Hold. And release. We're going to take those arms out into the letter T. We're going to take the left arm on bottom, the right arm on top. We're going to cross at the elbows, forming an X with our arms. We're then going to take those hands and you're slowly trying to bring those palms together. You may not get there. You may feel like you're in this really funny position trying to bring those palms together. Just do the best that you can. Shoulders down. Lift the elbows up, drawing the shoulder blades down as you take those arms toward the ceiling. Cow face pose, shoulders relaxed. You'll feel the stretch through the upper back and in through the back of the shoulders. One more breath, big inhale. Exhale, we're going to release those arms back out into the letter T. We're going to do that other side. Right arm on bottom, left arm on top, into that letter, into that X at the elbows. Palms together, shoulder blades down, lift. Dropping those shoulders, breathing. And release, coming back out into the letter T. Now we're going to go the other way. So again, right arm on bottom, left arm on top. This time from the X, we're going to, down here, we're going to take those palms together. So instead of coming up and around, from that X, you're going to just take those palms together. So now you're coming wrists together, hands interlaced. Drop those shoulders down, lift your heart, bring those fists into the body, and then start to drop them away from you. Now, if you're really tight through the forearms or wrists, you're not going to be able to get very far, and that is perfectly acceptable. Just feel the pull. Maybe you can get it all the way straight. If that's too intense, back it up a little bit, somewhere in between, right against the chest and down toward the floor. Try to keep those shoulder blades down. This can be very intense, so if you're really stressed or really tight, you're going to try to bring those shoulders up. Just relax. Be okay with where you are. That can be very difficult for a lot of us. I'm one of those people. Release, take it into the body, and then reach it back out. Now we're just going to switch the wrist that's on top. So all you're going to do is release the fingers, come around, grab a hold, shoulder blades down, bring the fists into the body, and then up toward the chin. And then go ahead and start to release it again as soon as you feel the pull. Maybe you can get it straight, maybe not. This arm's a lot tighter for me, so I can't get it quite all the way straight. So I'm just going to go where I feel it, and I'm just going to hold it right here. Breathe, relaxing the shoulders. You tend to be a bit tighter on that dominant side. And release. All right, release those hands and just kind of roll those wrists out, stretching out, or I should say, kind of relieving that stretch. All right, let's go ahead and come up onto all fours. We're moving into tabletop. In tabletop, I want those knees right underneath the hips, the wrists right underneath the shoulders. I want you to curl those toes, and let's take those hips up. This is our first downward dog. You're going to be tight probably, so gently, maybe one at a time, bend those knees, jogging those heels. Maybe you're going to bend the knees and press the chest in, shoulder blades away. Maybe you can do a little bit of both. Come on down to those knees, keeping your toes curled. Let's just push those hips back, feeling the stretch through the feet. Inhale, center. Exhale, hips up, downward dog. Again, jogging if you need to, or bending the knees, pressing that chest in, using the palms of the hands. Shoulder blades are away from the ears. Let's go ahead and take it back down. This time, the top of the feet are coming to the mat. We are lifting those knees off the floor until you feel the stretch through the top of the foot. It may just barely be off, or you may be able to get all the way up. That just depends on your flexibility. Let's go ahead and take it back down. This time we're going to sit back in child's pose, glutes to the heels. Let that head relax all the way to the mat. The hands can be in front, or you can take those palms to the arches. Of course, if you're tight through the knees, feel free to use a block between your thigh and your calf so that you can relax without the pain through the knee. Inhale, let's go ahead and come on up onto all fours. Curl those toes. Downward dog. Big inhale. Exhale, let's go ahead and take those knees down. We're going to take that right foot forward. We're going to take that foot all the way forward to the very front of the mat. Then we're going to walk this left knee as far back as we can. And now we're going to sink down, shoulders relaxed. You can take both hands to the inside. You can use your block. You can have hands on either side, or you can come up to your thigh. Lots of options there. Just relax through the hips. You're trying to release the hip flexor, trying to release that right glute, just relaxing through that hip joint. Breathe. Now let's go ahead and drag that right foot back. We're going to replace with the left. So I like to line up my knees so that they're in the same position. Then bring that foot forward. Now when I sink, I don't have to adjust that right knee because my flexibility is pretty close to the same in each of those legs. But if you need to adjust it, listen to your body. Each side is different. Each day is different. Big inhale. As you exhale, I want you to curl that back toe, push off, and come on up into a forward fold position. Now I want those legs straight. We are stretching out the hamstrings. So if you need to, block or bring the hands to the body. But please don't let them dangle. I want them anchored. Let the crown of the head drop so that you're releasing through the neck. You're looking at those knees and thighs. Just feeling that wonderful stretch through the hamstrings and that low back. Just breathe. And now we're going to bend your knees, hands to your thighs. Keep that tummy tight. Slowly roll up. At the top, let's shoulder roll. Inhale, reaching up. On the exhale, reach those fingertips out to the side. Nice flat back, nice and slow. Come on down. Rounding, coming into forward fold. Let the crown drop. Heavy through that upper body. We're taking a big step back with that right foot. We're moving into runner's lunge. The hips are dropping, the shoulders are relaxed. Again, hands to the outside, or you can have them both to the inside. They can also be up on that thigh always. All right, moving into the front leg. You're going to inhale and lift up as high as you can, rounding the back, trying to get that front leg straight. Exhale, lower, flatten your back, pressing your chest out, lowering the hips. Inhale, lifts you up. The exhale sinks you low. One more time, inhale, lift. And exhale. And hold, pressing back through that right heel, letting the hips drop. Feel that great stretch through that right hip flexor. And let's go ahead and drop the right knee down, dragging this left foot back. Finding your way into tabletop. Downward dog. Shoulder blades away, tummy is tight. Let's go ahead and come up to your tippy toes, high as you can. Stretch out the arch. Exhale, press those heels into the mat. Inhale, up. Exhale, press. One more time, inhale, up, exhale, press. Let's take that right foot back, hip level. Both hip bones are pointing to the floor. Don't open up that right hip. Separate those toes, reaching back with the pad of the foot. Let's go ahead and take this right foot forward in between those hands. Runner's lunge, let those hips drop. You can modify by coming to the knees first and then helping that right foot forward. That's okay. As long as you're getting into runner's lunge, pushing off with that back foot, let's move into forward fold. Hips up, head drops. Abs are in, supporting that back. Let's bend those knees, tummy tight. Hands to the thighs or let them dangle if it doesn't bother your back. At the top, shoulder roll. Moving on to that left side. Big inhale, arms reach up. Into a T, slowly. Come on down. Hold. Big step back with the left. Hips drop, shoulders relax. Abs are in. All right, let's lift it up. Inhale. Exhale, lower, shoulders down. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up. Exhale, lower, and hold. Let's go ahead and drop that left, drive that right back, tabletop. Curl those toes, downward dog. Just warming up, getting into this, shoulder blades away. Working deeper into the calves, press the right heel, bend the left knee. This is your inhale. As you exhale, you're going to switch, press the left, bend the right. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. One more time, inhale, right. Exhale, left. Pressing both heels down, tailbones up to the ceiling, trying to take those shoulder blades away from the ears while you're pressing the chest in toward those thighs. Let's go ahead and take that left foot back, hip level, separate those toes, press with the pad of the foot. The right heel's trying to touch the mat as you press that chest in. Do what you can. Let's go ahead and take this left foot forward between the hands, however you can get it up there. Hips drop, shoulders relax, tummies tight. Pressing off with that back foot, forward fold, let the crown drop.
Now I want you to release those hands from the floor only if this does not bother your back. If you feel it in the back, please get support by just placing your hands to your shins or to a block. We're going to slowly rotate that body side to side. If your hands are off the floor and hovering, they're going to make a figure 8. But the idea is that the upper body is sweeping side to side as those hip bones are pointing forward. Try to stay relaxed through the arms. Now, as you go through this, I want you to start to reach deeper. And as you do that, those hip bones still point forward. So you're feeling this through your low back and high hip area, getting a nice dynamic stretch. Now see if you can go just a little further, reaching just a little bit more. All right, we're going to move to that right side, and you're going to reach as far as you can. Now, right here, you can grab that block if you need to, reaching as far to the right as you can, taking those hip bones forward, letting that head drop and hold. Breathe into that back. Get the full benefit of that stretch, relaxing through the shoulders. Let's go ahead and come to the center with an inhale. Exhale, moving to the left. Again, using that block if you need to. Let the head drop, hip bones point forward, and I want you to just be heavy through that upper body. And exhale, coming back to the center. I want you just to hold here. Knees bent, tummy tight, slowly rolling up. At the top, shoulder roll. All right, let's go ahead and move into those sun salutations. Nice big inhale, arms reach up. Reach those fingertips out to the side as you slowly come down into forward fold. Coming up halfway, flat back, looking forward. Exhale all the way down, stepping back, right foot, runner's lunge. Let your hips drop. Coming back into plank. Full or modified, big inhale, exhale, elbows against the ribs as you come down, either hovering or all the way. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Shoulders are down, tummy tight, top of the feet to the mat. If you're in up dog, your knees are off the floor. Exhale back, downward dog. Feet together, let's go ahead and reach back with that right foot. Stay here, open up the hips to the side, reaching the foot to the ceiling. The left heel toward the floor, you're pressing the chest in. Let's go ahead and take this right foot in between those hands. We're going to turn the back foot. Warrior feet, heel and arch aligned, hands back, tummy tight, lift your heart. And then your arms leaning back slightly into that back leg, shoulder blades down and together. Sink into that front knee. Feel that right thigh working. Big inhale, exhale, hands to your heart, take it all the way down. Rotating on that back toe, pushing off, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands into prayer at the heart. Inhale up, reaching up. Reach out, swan dive. Coming up halfway, flat back. Exhale all the way down. Stepping back left, let the hips drop. Coming back into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, hover all the way down. Inhale, up dog or cobra, shoulder blades down. Remember, if you're in cobra, try not to use those hands, use the strength in the back. When you're ready, take it back, downward dog. Nice wide fingers, press through those palms, feet together, left reaches back, open, separate those toes, right heel to the floor. Are those shoulders away from the ears? Let's take this left foot forward in between those hands. Back foot turns, heel and arch, standing on the same line, hands back. Heart, arms, shoulder blades down, leaning back slightly, sinking into that front knee. Pull back on this left hip, push this right hip forward, squaring to the front. Adjust that back foot if you need to. Hands to your heart, all the way down. Pushing off, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale to your heart. All right, I'm going to take it up a notch here. Listen to your body. Inhale up, reach. Reaching out, swan dive. Coming up halfway. Take it all the way down. Stepping back right. Let those hips drop. Coming back into plank. Inhale. Exhale, flow. Inhale. Up dog or cobra, shoulders down. When you're ready, take it back, downward dog. Feet together, shoulder blades down, reach back. Maybe open, maybe heel to the glute. Point the knee at the ceiling until you feel the lower rib cage. Press your chest and use those palms. Right foot in between those hands. Back foot turn, sinking low. Hands back. Chest, arms, blades are down. Pull back on that right hip, push that left hip forward. Hands in prayer. We're going to take that left hand back to that back left leg. Right palm goes behind you and reaching to the ceiling. Big inhale. Exhale, lift as you come back, supporting yourself with this left hand, but not leaning on the left hand, just support. Lift up and out of that chest. And coming back, let's go ahead and take it all the way down. Pushing off, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale up, reach. Reaching out, swan dive. Coming up halfway. Flat back looking forward. Exhale all the way down. Stepping back left, hips drop. Moving into your plank. Inhale. Exhale, flow. Inhale, up. If you're in up dog, knees off the floor. Exhale, back, downward dog. Feet together, reaching back left. Open. Heel in, pointing that knee up, feeling that lower rib cage hold. Shoulder blades away, right heel to the mat. Left foot in between those hands. Turn that back foot, sink. Hands back. Chest, arms. Pull back on that left hip. Push that right hip forward. Sink as low as you can. Lifting up, but the shoulders are down. Hands in prayer. We're going to take that right arm back. We're going to reach up with that left palm back. Exhale, lift with the heart as you come back. Coming back onto that right just for support. Lift up and out. And take it all the way down. Pushing off, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale to your heart. Last time through each side. Inhale up, reach. Reaching out, swan dive. Coming up halfway. Take it all the way down. Stepping back right. Hips drop. Coming back into plank. Inhale. Maybe you want to do one leg up. Exhale, slowly come down, hover if you can. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back, downward dog. Taking that right foot back, open. Next step is heel in. Lastly, taking the right foot, dropping it to the left side until you feel the upper rib cage. Hold and breathe. Let's take that right foot forward. Back foot turns, warrior feet. Line up, hands back. Lift your heart and then your arms. Leaning back, reaching up, shoulder blades down. Hands into prayer. Left comes back. Inhale up with the right. Exhale, come on back. Lifting up and out. Let's come back to center, hands in prayer. We're going to move to the left. Opening up into warrior two. Release those arms. I want both those legs straight. Arms come up, big inhale. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Come on down, standing straddle. Let's take that left hand to the floor, right hand to the hip. Drop that left shoulder, squeeze back on that right shoulder, either looking to the right, or if you can get that right shoulder back, looking up at the ceiling. Maybe you can bring that arm up. Back to the center. Other side, right hand down, left hand, left hip. Drop that right shoulder. You're dropping that right hip slightly. Pulling back on that left. Maybe you can get that arm up. Maybe it's out to the side. It's not working. Hand back to the hip.
Shoulders down as you draw that left back. Back down. We're going to move to the right, runner's lunge. Pushing off, forward fold. Hips up, inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, bring it to your heart. All right, last side, big inhale, reaching up. Reaching out, swan dive, forward fold. Come on up halfway. Take it all the way down. Stepping back, left. Hips drop. Coming back into plank. Finding your plank. Big inhale, exhale. Come on down. Elbows tight. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back, downward dog. All right, left foot back. Open up. Heel in. Last one, little twist. Feel that upper rib cage. Shoulder blades away. Right heel to the mat. Let's take that left foot in between your hands. Right foot turns back. Sink low. Hands back. Heart. Arms. Shoulder blades down. Pull back on your right hip. Push that left hip forward. Hands into prayer. Right hand back. Left palm up. Inhale. Exhale, up and out like you're trying to reach the ceiling. Keeping that right shoulder relaxed. Maybe walk that right hand down. Coming back into prayer. Opening to the right. Releasing those arms briefly into straighten that front leg. Arms up, inhale, shoulder blades down. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Coming into standing straddle. Right hand down, left hand to the hip. Drop that right shoulder, twist. Bringing that left arm up. Coming back to the center. Inhale. Exhale, dropping the left, right hand, right hip. Pull back on that right shoulder. Maybe take that arm up if you can. Coming back to the center, let's go ahead and move to the left into runner's lunge, pushing off, forward fold. Inhale up, reverse swan dive up. Exhale to your heart and release. All right, grab some water if you need it. I do all that talking. Ooh. Let me grab my blanket. I threw it off camera. I'm very smart. Wasn't thinking. Okay, so we have that first. Okay, let's go ahead and start in mountain pose. Shoulders relaxed. Tummy's nice and tight. You're lifting that heart. You have soft knees, just enough to let blood flow. I want you to think about relaxing that heart. You should feel nice and warm, right? But that heart rate is higher than we want it to be. So we're gonna go ahead and drop that heart rate, but keep the warmth throughout those limbs, through those joints, deep in the muscles. Exhale, relax those shoulders. Let's take a nice big inhale, arms reach up to the ceiling. On the exhale, we're gonna take the left hand to the left hip. We're gonna lead that right arm up. We're gonna drop those shoulders. Lift your heart, tummy tight, big inhale. Exhale, reach up with the right and then slowly come to the left. I want you to keep your gaze either moving straight or looking up at the biceps or ceiling. You're kind of pushing that right hip out to the side as you reach up and over. Breathe, lift. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, other side, right hand, right hip, or reaching up with the left. Try to touch that ceiling. Shoulder blades down, pushing out that left hip, reaching to the side. Keeping that gaze up, those shoulders away from the ears. So this is a supported side bend. Inhale up, exhale, slowly coming down into forward fold. And I just want you to hold right here. The crown of the head is dropping toward the floor, so you're looking at those legs, heavy in that upper body. Just take this moment. Big inhale. As we exhale, we're going to step back with that right, and we're going to come down into a low lunge, which means drop the knee, top of the foot to the mat. I want you to sink down. You can use a strap here. We're going to do another chest stretch. We're going to move up onto the thigh. Now, as we do this, be aware that this is where your body wants you to go. It wants you to pull back because that's easier for that hip flexor. We're not interested in easy, right? We're trying to stretch out that body. So I want you to drop the hips toward the floor until you feel the pull through the hip flexor. Not pain, just the pull. Hands behind the back, or this is where you use that strap. Interlace those fingers, squeeze those blades, lift that heart, look up. And now see if you can just travel the arm down the leg, squeeze those blades, lifting out with the heart. Maybe drop that head back. Maybe you just keep it up slightly, whatever feels better, sinking into those hips. Open up through the chest. Big inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, bring the chest to the thigh. Maybe bring the arms up, reaching them over. If you have that strap, remember you're here. Bring them up and over. And this is a good information if you're used to a chest stretch or normally, you have no problem reaching those hands. Sometimes you can get more range of motion by using that strap, right? It's not just for people that can't touch their hands together. All right, release those arms down. I want you to drag this front leg back. So hands down, tummy tight. Come on back to the knee. If you want a little extra counter stretch, you just press it back before you come to the knee. We're going to take that right foot forward, however you need to. Walk it up, sink, hip flexor. Come on up to the right thigh. Lift your heart, shoulders down, looking up. Breathe. You're feeling that stretch through the belly, through that hip flexor. You're sinking down. Slow that heart rate. Hands behind the back, interlace. Squeeze those blades, lift the heart. Maybe walk those hands down, arching the back, looking up. Breathe. And now bringing the chest down, arms up and over. Holding there. If your hands are sweaty, again, the strap, or just change the grip. Sink. Release the arms, hands down, drag that right foot back. Again, you can take it all the way straight or coming back into tabletop. We're going to come all the way to our belly. We're going to work into locust. So knees back and slowly coming down. So locust is not opposed to do if you're pregnant. So if you're pregnant, you can go ahead and just take a little meditation time right here. All right, so in locust, we're trying to get the upper body and the lower body off the floor while we're reaching the hands backward. Sometimes it's called airplane. I've heard it called grasshopper. There's a lot of different names for this pose. I'm going to walk you through one by one. If you cannot do the full expression of the pose and hold it for 3 breaths, then that is a great indicator that you are not ready for a shoulder stand. So when we get to that portion, you can either do a bridge pose, or take a break, or modify with one of the modifications that I'll give you at the time. All right, here we go. Come all the way down. Crown of the head is going to point out of the body. So basically that means forehead is pointed to the floor. You're looking down at the floor, and I don't want you to take your gaze off of that position, because what I don't want you to do is do this with your neck or tuck your chin, right? You want to be in neutral in that spine. We're going to take those arms back by the body, palms down, or palms toward the body. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and start by lifting the chest. So big inhale, exhale, rise up, taking the hands off the floor. We're just going to hold for a couple breaths, lifting up as high as you can, and slowly taking it down. Now I want you to see a modifier here. You can also do this with the block underneath that chest, so that when you come up, you'll actually get more range of motion. That's perfectly acceptable in this position, all right, if you need to do that. All right, relax those shoulders. Now we're going to do this just with the lower body. The upper body stays right where you are right now. Forehead touching the mat, shoulders rolling toward the front. Big inhale. As you exhale, lift both feet off the floor.
You're pressing out through the pad of the foot again, separating those toes, squeezing those glutes, lifting those legs off, just trying to get the hip bones making contact. Everything else is lifted off. And exhale, release. Go ahead and take the right cheek down, take a little break. All right, if those were challenging for you, either the upper or the lower, I want you to repeat the one that was the most challenging, what you really, really had to work on. If both were equally and you think you can do both, upper and lower, all right, then let's go ahead and try. Bring that head back to center, tummy tight. Lift that upper, lift that lower. Try to just be on the belly button and the hip bones, reaching back, shoulder blades down. 3 breaths. 1. Exhale. 2. Exhale. 3. Big inhale. Big exhale. And let's release it down, coming to the left cheek, shoulders roll. All right, if you were able to hold that for the 3 counts without a problem, you can go ahead and give shoulder stand a try. All right, let's go ahead and bring that head back to center. Hands on either side. I want you to press up, tummy tight. Let's sit back in child. So this is the counter pose, taking the spine in the opposite direction. Sinking down, let that head drop. Just breathe. Inhale up, drawing up into tabletop. So all 4s, wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath those hips. Let's go ahead and drop. Look up, big inhale. Exhale, tuck and round. Getting deeper into that spine mobility. Inhale, drop your belly, look up. Exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, drop. Exhale, tuck and round. And back to center. All right, so for these next 2 poses, I would like you to have a block or something that you can lean on. Really, a yoga block is best. If you have something that is about this size and shape and thickness, that will work as well, as long as it's not too hard. The nice thing about a yoga block is it's a little bit spongy and it gives a little bit, so it's not like really hard to lay on, because these next ones we're going to lay on. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the block so that its long side is parallel to the front of your mat. All right. You're going to take your body, and I just like to bring my low back right against it, and then I walk it up just one little, 6 to 12 inches, and then I'm going to slowly come on down. I want the block, when I lay down, to be just underneath my shoulder blades. So if you get down here, it's not quite right, just shift it, and then come all the way down, letting that head drop. Now I want you to open up those arms to the side like the letter T. If this is too much for you, if you're like, wow, this is not comfortable, you can turn that block and try it this way. Some find that it's more comfortable this way. Some find that it's more comfortable the other way. I personally think it's more comfortable this way. It gives me more opening and releases that tension through my back. Arms out into that letter T. Relax that shoulder. Or the shoulders, we have more than one. All right, if you can, extend those legs straight and just relax through the feet. Again, if that bothers your back, then maybe go back to flexed feet. Some people find this more comfortable. All right, now we're going to start to take those arms up just a little bit. So your arms are coming up into a W. So between your arm and your head and your other arm, you have formed a W. Relax those shoulders down. Actually, I love this chest opener because it really works actually through my spine, right in between my shoulder blades. And that's where my scoliosis is. So I always get some great movement through the back. It relieves tension and some irritation back there. All right, we're going to bring those arms a little bit closer together, maybe into a V or a Y. Shoulders relaxed. Try not to hold tension. Breathe. And now bring those arms all the way above the head. Shoulders relaxed. This one might be really tough for you. If it is, Instead, come up into cactus arms. So that's the bend in the elbow, hands reaching up toward the top. Think of yourself, cactus arms or a goal post. And then gently bring those elbows back in. Now we're going to come onto the forearms. So press the elbows. I like to hold onto my legs, gently come up, nice and slow, belly tight, up to the elbows. And now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to take it off to the side. We are going to use it again. Slowly come back down. Bring those knees into the chest. Give it a stretch, counter stretch, right? Release. All right, now we're going to drop the feet. We're going to come up into a supported bridge. So you're going to lift up as high as you can, and you're going to take the block underneath the back. And you want it on the low back so that when you drop and relax, the tailbone is able to fall over the edge, relieving the pressure through that low back. Now, if you feel any tingling through your legs, or maybe you can feel your heartbeat, that pulsating, I want you to stop, remove the block, and go ahead and just come up into a bridge, or just stay with your back down on the mat and your knees bent. This should feel good. It should feel relaxing. You should feel nothing down those legs other than nice and released muscles through the low back. This is a great way to release that low back. Sometimes it can be too intense though, so listen to your body. Breathe into it. Hands are down for support, shoulders are relaxed. Try not to fight the stretch. Right, we're not fighting that stretch. Tummy is tight. I'm going to just readjust mine here. And release. Lift the hips, remove the block. Come on down, knees to the chest. Counter stretch. All right, next up, we have the shoulder stand. And relax it down. So I'm going to give you a couple options. I'm going to show you a modified, and then the blanket, and then the full expression of the pose. Now we are going to come into plow as an option with the shoulder stand. So make sure if you want to try that anything over the head is free and clear. Now if you cannot get into the shoulder stand or the shoulder stand is too much for you, absolutely do not do the plow, okay, with the feet over the head coming back. That is actually more difficult to do, or there's more pressure on that back. So if shoulder stand doesn't work for you, plow is definitely not an option. All right, so for the first modification, I'm just going to scoot down and get centered on my mat here so that my head is nice and centered. Let me move this out of the way. So what I like to do is bring the knees in, lift the hips, take the hands to the low back. My elbows are ground or pushing down into the mat. Now, normally when you come up into this position, you want the weight to be in the shoulders. For this modification, you want the weight to be more in the arms, right? More through the elbows. From here, you can keep the knees bent, or you can start to take those legs straight, taking the feet together, pressing out through the pads of the feet. We're not pointing our toes. Pads of the feet, toes separated. So you can come here. This will take a lot of pressure off the upper back and shoulders. The next option then is to take the blanket, and we're going to push the blanket. We're going to put the blanket right underneath the shoulders. So you want it to come up right to here so that the head kind of hangs off the end of the blanket. Just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and same thing. Bring those legs up, tummy's tight, press up, and then bring those hands here. So it takes a lot of ab strength to just kind of get those legs up. Once your hands are here, your thumbs are hitting into the iliac crest or that hip bone right there. The other hands are supporting the hips and wrapping around. From here, then you take the weight to the shoulders, and then you bring those legs up toward the ceiling. Okay, that's option 2. Full is to then do it without this. And remember, this may just be a blanket because it feels more comfortable for you. Okay? It's not that it's necessarily a modifier. All right, so without it, it's just like you imagined. Bringing it up, support, weight in the shoulders, chin to the chest, lift. Lift through the diaphragm, tummy is tight, squeeze those glutes, lift out through the pads of the feet, Holding up. Breathe. Deep breathing. Coming up onto the shoulders, space between that chin. You're not looking to the side. You're not moving that neck at all. If there's any pain or uncomfortable feeling, please get out of this right away. Now you can stay right here, or if you like to move into plow, you're going to take those legs and start to drop them behind your head, tummy tight and control. Maybe you drop that low back a little bit first. Maybe not. You lift, toes down, hands can come down, or you can stay supported. Again, you're not looking left or right. Tummy is tight, legs are straight. Breathe. You can also have a block underneath the toes. That's a lot easier if you have a partner. Breathe. One more breath. All right, to come out of plow, you're going to just drag those legs across the face. Hands are on the floor for support. All right, if you're coming from shoulder stand, you're just going to bend those knees, getting that body into a better position to then drop those legs down with the hands on the floor. Okay, so that's how you get out of plow. Shoulder stand, bend the knees till you can take those hands down and then slowly come on down. All right, let's do that counter stretch. We're gonna roll to one side, tuck the shoulder under. Roll to the other side, tuck the shoulder under. The palms are right next to each other, thumbs are touching, palms down. Squeezing those blades together, tummy tight. You're gonna keep the feet flexed. I want you to push up through the elbows. Now you're not gonna rest on your head. A lot of people think this is hard on the neck, and your head just goes back, and you just draw down until your head is just hovering. Squeezing the blades, lifting the heart, tummy tight, hold. Breathe. One more breath. And then head up, tummy tight. Slowly come on down. Knee bends as you release, shaking it out. Let's bring the knees into the chest. One time, pull it in, shoulders down. All right, we're gonna do some back rolls. So hands underneath the thighs, tummy tight. I want you to rock and roll. All along that spine. Breathe through it. Should feel good, releasing any tension. And then I want you, on this next one, to come all the way up. Perfect, and go ahead and face me. All right, we're going to move into a half Lord of the Fishes. So let's go ahead and extend the left. We're gonna bring that right foot in. I lied. We're gonna take that right foot to the outside of the body. I was totally doing the wrong one. Flex that foot. I want you to hug in with the left, and as you do that, like you're lifting your heart. Your right hand goes behind. You're lifting, belly tight, twist, try and look behind the right shoulder. As you lift the heart, you're wringing out your core. Think of a sponge. You're trying to get all the water out of that sponge. That's what you're doing to your middle section, tummy tight. Breathe as deeply as you can. Now you're free to hold that shoulder stand as long as you like. We just held it for a few breaths. But start with smaller amounts, and as you get more comfortable, you can add time. But what I don't want you to do is go into shoulder stand and then immediately stand up. You need to give your blood, your body, time to adjust, that blood to get out of that brain. If you do it too fast, you'll pass out. Let's go ahead and switch. So we're gonna extend the right, left comes over. Hug in with the right, left hand behind, lift your heart, big inhale. Exhale, pull it in, wring out the core, look behind that left shoulder, tummy's tight, always lifting the heart, always pulling that that left knee in. You can take that right hand and go up and over if you have the flexibility. That will or may give you a little bit more room to twist. Breathe. I like to check my twist every exhale. One more breath. And release it, coming back to the center. All right, feet flat, scooch up, hands to the shins up tall. Round your back, slowly come down, all the way down. Let's go ahead and extend that body into Shavasana. Final relaxation. Use those heels to walk that spine nice and straight. If this isn't for you, maybe find one of those other positions that maybe works better. If you're pregnant, rolling to your side is a much better position. Also, I should say, if you're very largely pregnant, shoulder stand and plow, absolutely out of the question for the safety of you and the baby. Hands on either side, relax the shoulders down, release the jaw, relax the eyes. Take a nice big inhale. Exhale, sink deeper into the mat. Big inhale. On this exhale, I want you to relax any tension through the face. Relax the jaw. Big inhale. As you take this exhale, you're relaxing the tension through the neck, releasing the shoulders. Inhale. On this exhale, your belly's relaxed, relaxing through the hips, the glutes. Relax the thighs, the hamstrings, feel the kneecaps relax. Deep inhale. On this exhale, walk that relaxation down the shins and calves to the ankles. Exhale, relax the tension out of the feet. On your next exhale, you're feeling those fingers just curl naturally into the palm. Feeling those shoulders drop back. Deep cleansing inhale. On this exhale, sink deeper into that mat. Go back to being aware of your breath, but breathe normally, trying to block out any outside distractions. If you're struggling to keep focus, I want you to count your breath. Try to inhale for 6 counts. Try to exhale for 8 counts. I want you to stay in Shavasana as long as you like. Have a great rest of the day. Namaste.